Hey everyone, this is Cameron 121. Welcome to another turn video about what has happened in from turn 3, because I already did turn two's update on everything that's happened. Turn 3, more shit happened. Colonization efforts were attempted by the British colonies, 13 colonies. 2 were very peaceful, so they are integrating with the Native Americans, helping them out there. 2 of them were hostile. Well, both those hostile ones were failed by that end. And they also formed a blockade going from the Faroe Islands down to the English Channel. The English have, with the support of the French, a lot of shit has happened during a lot of this. The British also formed the Entente Cordiale with the French, Savoy, and Spain. Even though Spain is a quote unquote puppet of the French Empire, but as a junior partner of the French Empire, it still happened. And now we have down here where certain territories and stuff were exchanged during this. So a lot of these territories start right here, went to Savoy, this went to Britain, this went to Britain, this went to Britain. All the Florida territories went to Britain, 2 went to France, and then all of these were given to Spain. And then the Dutch East Indies also had 2 peaceful interactions and 2 hostile interactions. I accidentally put 1 peaceful. I meant to put 2. It was by accident. And it went up from there. Those were dice rolled, and it became basically this was now being colonized. This one's now being colonized. So 4 more colonies for the Dutch East Indies, and then France pretty much has the same thing. Cherokee Rebellion was put down. Alsace-Lorraine and Cherokee had taking their weapons, firearms, cannons through that of a confiscation act by them. Confiscation act. Unrest is finished. Unrest was still going on, but it's finished. In this turn 4, 2 Algerian rebel armies were killed here. 16 regiments of less Algerians. They were all practically decimated after that. Before it went to the Ottoman Empire, and then the French asked the Ottoman Empire for certain things, which in turn 4, there is no more land grabbing. I made sure to put a stop to that because it was going practically rampant. Sorry, I have a drink. So St. John gained these 3 territories right here, which is now a protectorate, and then this was a brand new protectorate underneath that of France. It was kind of dumb in my opinion, but there's nothing to do with it. And then France is doing 1, 2, 3 peaceful things, and then they did a hostile one, which he fought and won. So now there are 4 new French colonies being done in the 13 colonies. So it'll take time. And a blockade going from basically where Brittany is to right here, with the support of the English. Talk about more of the formation of the Entente with France basically of its reader. It's getting all its stuff. A lot of this is gonna be repeated stuff in a lot of these. Now this one has to do with Sweden. Sweden got Hanover in a royal marriage. There was also an embargo on Britain for the lack of effort to defend Protestantism and destabilize the French hegemony. So blockaded. It's more or less just a role play thing. Well, actually, no, it actually has some political actions now. But and Sweden also formed a new. I got a message from Xbox. What the hell? I'll check that out in a minute. Each member of the League will have full access to the Baltic Sea, military access between countries during war and/or threat of war. Oop! Now what I wanted. Go back down. I don't know what I did. Okay, that was weird. Where was I? Entente Cordiale. No. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, this is basically pretty much the same terms that the Entente copied from the Great Northern Protestant League, because the GNPL, as I'm going to call it, formed before the Entente. They literally copied and pasted what they wanted from this. You practically told me to do that. I wasn't upset, but I found it interesting that happened. So this is between these 4, or these 3, the Sweden, Hanover, and Prussia, with Sweden being the leader, but you can talk to anyone and they can attempt to negotiate peace. But yes, as you can see, they formed an alliance with that. They also formed a military alliance with Saxony right here. Yep, see? the military alliance with Russia, and the siege of Kiel was taken, and all of these became different things. They have also detained and expelled all British diplomats from the country and barred them from returning. I thought that was interesting. And now now a lot of things happen here. Um, all the Spanish players that were originally playing have basically gone. One of them was inactive, but it happens, and talks more about that territory given away. It actually doing 4 colonization. They have 1 hostile action, and it won. So it's going up from there, and then this is the Russian news, which is military alliance with this. Russia has also taken several territories to take in this. And then now we go into the Elector one, the Reichskrieg, but Saxony decided to say no to the Emperor and side with Prussia, and Westphalia decided to peace out. They were getting crap. They were getting shit on. Hanover also took 3 provinces, 2 Westphalian, where my mouse is over right now, so these 2. And then this one right here was Hessians. And as you can see, Westphalia gave them the territory for peace with Hanover and Prussia. And because Hanover itself, they said they wanted to keep the territory, boom, they kept it. And now Saxony marched south, took 2 territories from Austria, 1 brown nation, I can't remember what it is. Prussia blockaded Schleswig-Holstein, and then obviously the formation of the Great Northern League. The Siege of Lubeck. Oh man, these got hurt. So the Siege of Lubeck was right here. Lubeck was bombarded by the Prussian Navy, losing 70 regiments due to cannon fire hitting several magazine depots. Lubeck offered the King of Prussia their unconditional surrender, but to remain independent and as protected under the Prussian crown. Prussia countered by saying Lubeck would surrender, become a territory under the Prussian crown, and the remaining 50 regiments to be pressed in the Prussian military service. Both sides agreed. We go by regiments. We don't go by armies because we would have to change the numbers a lot. So each capital is like 120 regiments. That's 6 armies, and then each city 60 regiments. That's 3 armies, and we go from there. So Prussia got 2.5 armies out of the siege of Lubeck. This is Savoy News Network, where Genoa was annexed to their kingdom through a treaty. They got several other territories and then take over the papacy lands, talking about them joining the Entente. Republic of Venice has also joined them through negotiations. This was all before I put a ban on the land grab. And then, yep. And then Poland has declared they will be leaving the political bloc with Britain. Decided to leave the Entente and strike out on our own. Yep. And then the Cherokee Rebellion, right against the French overlords, but it was put down. Trondheim Rebellion, breaking away right here, which some stuff has happened there. The Noble Rebellion was fought, but loyalists of organized militia are rising up in both the city of Helsinki and the village itself. So boom, boom, and then we had the battles themselves, which was pretty hefty on the enemy, on the rebels. So right here was the Battle of Helsinki, where my mouse is currently at. Loyalists / Finland garrisons prior to the battle was 11,000. Noble rebels just a little over 3,000. The loyalists lost about 1,300. Rebels lost. Yeah, rebels lost 1,900 or so. Loyalists that remained was over 9,000. The loyalist rebels was over 12,000 or 1,200. The village rebel to the north, where my mouse currently is, decided to surrender upon hearing about his counterpart in Helsinki. All prisoners are jailed and tried at a later date, except their leader, Count Stephen Niemi, who was tried and publicly executed along with his fellow rebel, Count Bjorn Lippmannen. I got a random name generator, so it helped. So there was unrest until next turn. And then these are the battle stuff. Then there was an Irish rebellion that rose up against the British crown. They broke away with 4 provinces, as you can see, and 3 military armies to fight the British crown. The Hungarians had taken more territory and in Transylvania, expanded the territory even more. They would not rest until they fully declared new nations, standing against Ottoman oppression. This is what happened after these because technically we're doing 3 months at a time. So like within the first month, a lot of things happen. Second month, this happens, I guess, or third month, something else happens. So after some negotiation, two Holy League members, the Tsardom of Russia and the Commonwealth of Poland and Lithuania, have made peace with the Ottoman Empire, gaining all the lands that are currently occupied by their military personnel, and Russia gaining the Crimean Peninsula that was under Ottoman control. Poland has also gained Montenegro as a protectorate from the Ottoman Empire. Hungary was also declared a free nation and has gained peace with the Ottoman Empire, forming the Kingdom of Hungary. As you can see, Kingdom of Hungary is now formed and free. And then these are all the lands that are now underneath that of the Polish territory. Montenegro right here now being part of that. And then obviously all this being now underneath Russian control. Like there's a crap ton of stuff. Ugh. And then this talks about, and then now we're into the Great League War, which is the Holy Roman Empire versus the Great Northern Protestant League and Saxony. It was very, very interesting. So the Siege of Kiel right here, bombarded by the Prussian Navy, losing 89 regiments. I can't remember how many were in there in the beginning, but I think it was all 6. So it was 120 regiments because it was their capital. Boom, 89 instantly gone because of magazine depots getting hit. They Slislif Holstein offered to the king of Sweden their unconditional surrender, but to remain independent as a protectorate on the Swedish crown. Sweden countered by saying that Slislif Holstein was to become under his protectorate, and the Danish crown forfeiting all lands, but the nobles keep the titles. Both sides agree. So now Slislif Holstein is now underneath Denmark, but Denmark is a puppet of Sweden, so it doesn't really matter much. And then this just talks about the siege of Lubeck that I talked about earlier. Now this happened. Saxony and Hanover have taken several territories, preparing the march south, while several of Saxony's armies marched north for the siege of Anhalt. After some negotiations with the soldiers of Anhalt, they decided to not surrender, forcing the two Saxon armies that marched north to attack the fortress. After some intense fighting, the fort fell, and the capital of Anhalt was under Saxon control. In good faith to the electorate of Brandenburg, Prussia, they decided to give the land to the Prussian army and stay there until a much better force arrives to relieve the Saxon armies. And then this talks about the Reichskrieg. As you can see, three territories taken. This happened actually pretty recently. On the front line between Bavaria and Saxony, 3 Bavarian armies marched north to take out Saxon armies to the north. Once they had marched upon the Brown Nation's land, they discovered 3 Saxon armies and were instantly crushed soon after arrival. Now this is, as you can see, this is right before this is right before the Ottomans and the Austrians made peace. Well, this is right before Poland and Ottoman made peace, so this is before Hungary was formed. Austria has taken 1 province and has retaken 1 province and has taken 3 provinces from the Ottoman Empire, 2 in the south and 1 in the north, close to the Polish border. So boop, 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 boop. So retaken, captured, captured, captured. This is the Maratha Mughal War, which is in India. Mughals took these 3 territories. Maratha took these 3, so it was literally an even trade. This was the French-Dutch War, and this was the colonial battle in South America. I can't fucking say it. I don't know why. Right here, where my mouse is currently. So right here. Right here. And what happened was this. A French army of 3,000 went up against a Dutch army of about 1576. French only lost 36 forces. The Dutch lost 278. The French had over 3,000 remaining. The Dutch had over 1,000 remaining. The Dutch, seeing they could not win this fight, decided to go into unexplored Brazil, right here, where my mouse is, just hanging out there. And that's what I wanted to bring this back up. Cute. There we go. And all 1,298 Dutch colonial military personnel have gone into unexplored Brazil and prepared to launch raiding actions against the French and Spanish territories. They basically just went to ham on that. And then this was the Swedish ambush. ambush against the French. Because he kind of got cucked in this, so there's really nothing we can do about it. He lost 3 ships, 17 remained, 20 were originally there, 8 were sent out, 7 there, 1 there. 1 remained. 1 actually managed to get away, surprisingly. But yeah, it was 8 fire ships against 20 French ships, and then a lot of shit happened there where it was kind of dumb, but nothing we can do on it. Polish-Austrian Battle of Slovakia province. I was the Ottomans, so it was Warbringer, and then we had ourselves our Polish guy who actually plays Sweden, but our true leader of Poland was not able to be there. And then 2 people played the Austrians. As you can see, the battle went pretty decently, to be honest, with both sides. So about close to 9,000 in total for the Polish-Austrian armies, about 5,000 for the Ottoman armies. 2,000 were lost on the Polish-Austrian side, 3,000 were lost on the Ottoman side, 6,000 remained, about 2,000 remained-ish on the Ottoman side, 641 became prisoners of Poland, 1,282 became prisoners of Austria. And then the Russian Battle of Perekop, which was right here, where my mouse is. About 3,000 Russians versus 3,000 Tartars. 1,000 Russians were lost, 2,000 Tartars were lost, 2,000 Russians remain, 900 Tartars remain, 688 were taken prisoners, 226 ran away. And then it talks about the negotiations with the Ottomans. This was a pirate engagement that happened in the Mediterranean. 20 French ships versus 14 pirates. French lost 5 ships, pirates lost 10, remaining pirates were 4, French remained 15. So the pirates actually got some pretty decent numbers on them. Not great, but decent numbers. And then this was the colonial expansion part. So 3,000 Spanish colonials versus 1,000 Native Americans. The Spanish colonials lost about 1,800. They had 1,500 remaining. Native Americans had lost about 1,200, and they had about 500 remaining. Then this was the French expansion. About 3,500 for the about 3,500 for the French colonial army. About 1,000 were lost. About 2,500 remained. Almost to the number. They almost lost an exact 1,000. And then the Native American army had about 1,780. At just close to 2,000. Lost just slightly over 1,200, and they had about 533 remaining. So it was pretty bad. And then this is the the British Canadian territory near New England. Canada / New England. Do that. There were about 1,500 colonists, and there were about 1,300 Native Americans. About 1,100 colonists were killed, with 406 remaining. About 356 Native Americans were killed, with about 1,000 remaining. So the Native Americans kicked ass. And then these numbers were slightly more. This is the South Carolina expansion. British colonial army had over 2,000 men. They lost over 1,000, 538, and then there were only about 738 that remained. The Native Americans, about 1,400 were in, 648 were lost, 752 remained. So it was actually a pretty decent close call. And then the British, he said, he's talking about how the dice was rolled. And now turn 4 is going on right now, and it'll continue, and it'll probably go on, or at least by the time this video out, it may be on the turn 5 for all I know. But yeah, it's going interesting. Certain things have happened there that I can get to at the turn 4 battle. At the turn 4 update stuff. So let me know what you guys think of these videos. I hope you're enjoying the battles. I hope you're enjoying these. Have fun, play games, and think of new strategy quickly.